Come to read with me.
Hello, friends. Welcome to another Read With Me session. Today we have a great Australian book to read. Speaking of Australian books, we will be starting a Australian playlist to showcase some great Australian books that we have on offer here in our great country. So hopefully you all enjoy that. On to today's read. It's called Hello from Nowhere by Raewyn, Caisley and Karen Blair. We hope you enjoy this one. Eve thought that living in the middle of nowhere was better than living anywhere else in the world. She was never lonely. Bluey, the blue-tongued lizard, waited patiently under the salt bush for her every morning. Livestock rubbed against her leg when she called into the kitchen. He had to stay indoors so his ears and nose didn't get sunburned, which meant he was good to play with on a hot, hot day. And Brian, the kookaburra, made her laugh when she went out to the service station, flapping his wings and fighting with his reflection in the petrol pumps. There were always plenty of people around. The bus that brought everyone from everywhere came twice a day. It brought Honey with her pretty hair, and Jono with his soccer ball. It brought Gunter with his music, Richard with his swirling tattoos, and Sakura with her paper flowers. Caravans brought grandparents setting off on new adventures. And trucks brought truck drivers with their stories and jokes. Even when there was no one around at all, it didn't matter. Eve liked to have time just to run and to lie on a warm, flat rock, feeling the magic all around her. Only one thing made Eve sad. She hadn't seen Nan since they left the city long ago. Nan won't come out here, Dad told her. She thinks it's the back of beyond. Eve wondered if there was something she could do to change Nan's mind. Then one day she had an idea. She wrote a postcard, and this is what it said. Dear Nan, I miss you. I hope you can come and visit me one day. Love, Eve. Eve tried not to get her hopes up, but with every day that went by, her heart grew heavier and heavier. Then one day the bus pulled in. Nan! Called Eve. Nan held her arms out wide, and Eve gave her the biggest hug she had ever given anyone. At last Nan could see all the things Eve longed to show her. She met patient Bluey. They found lovely lazy livestock, and silly funny Brian made Nan laugh until she cried. She met travellers from around the world, as well as the ones from up the road. But best of all, she got to feel the magic. One morning Eve woke Nan up with the sun, and together they watched 200 kangaroos sipping dew in the long grass that grew next to the highway. And one night they stayed up late, and from down on the red dirt airstrip they watched the universe go by. Sharing everything with Nan made Eve so happy that when it came time for her to go, she couldn't bear it. Nan wrapped her arms around her and held her close. Then very quietly she said, "Don't worry, love. Now I know that nowhere is so wonderful. I can't wait to come again." The end. There you have Hello from Nowhere. What a great little book. I've left this picture in here actually. It reads Nowhere. Of course, nowhere is a fictional place. It doesn't really exist in Australia. However, it's very relevant because it says nowhere, population 5, anywhere else 500 kilometers. Now, it might seem funny, but in some rural places in the outback, that is actually very, very relevant, where there's very, very few people between towns. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Highlights the flavor of the outback and the remoteness of some places in Australia. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed that book. Like I said, a wonderful book, wonderful Australian book, and looking forward to sharing more great Australian books with you in the future. Until then, have a great day and please take care. Goodbye.